Hello and welcome to another episode of Interstorm Games Presents. My name is Richard Creed. This is my daughter Piper.
Hippie hop!
And we are counting down my top 100 games, my top 100 as of the year 2012. We're in the, this is like the penultimate episode here. This is numbers 20 through number 11. So we're almost done. So let's not waste any more time. Hippity hop. Hippity hop. Well, let's hippity hop to it.
Yeah. Hippity hop.
My number 20 game is another adventure game similar to my number 21 that was Talisman on the last list. This one is Mage Knight. What gives Mage Knight the edge out over Talisman is that Mage Knight incorporates a deck building aspect into the game. So in Mage Knight, you're going to have your Mage Knight. If I can get him out here. This one's a little, has a little dragon man. I don't know if you can, how you can see it there. But you're going to take your Mage Knight adventuring around. You're going to start with a hand of 16 cards that are core basic skills to everybody. So if you're going to have a unique skill
You have
for
to
yourself,
play with the black one?
you can play with whichever one you want. So you have this core hand of 16 cards, but as you go adventuring, you can hire mercenaries, you can purchase spells, learn spells, you can learn new skills that you can add. These will be cards that get added into your deck. Your deck is going to grow as the game goes on, and so each turn you're going to shuffle, you're going to deal out cards to yourself, and depending on what cards you have in hand, or what actions you can take that turn. A nice aspect, a nice twist on the adventure game genre, and that's what helps makes Mage Knight my number 20.
Squeak! Hippity hop!
Hippity hop. My number 19 game is Race for the Galaxy. Race for the Galaxy is a card game where the cards are used for multiple things. They can be used to purchase other cards. They can be used to used as resources. So you put them down underneath another card, they become a resource.
Hippity hop!
Hippity hop. Race for the Galaxy also uses a, I want to say roll or action based.
My ears falling out.
Uh-oh. No, they're okay. They're up there. They're definitely bunny-eyed. There's going to be 5 different actions that you can take. Well, actually 6, because there's a number 4 can be divided into 2 separate actions. There's 5 different actions you'll have the opportunity to take, and you're going to put down that action card depending on what action you want to take that turn. If you take that, when an action is chosen, everybody's going to take that action, but whoever selected it is going to get a bonus to that action phase. And so you're going to try to accumulate planets and technology, and you're going to build your own system down in front of you. Let's see if I can find a... And you're going to, like, here's a technology, here's some planets. And so you're going to be placing these cards down in front of you, trying to get the most points at the end of the game. It broke again. And once the, I think once the 12 cards, I believe, is the match. So when you reach 12 cards, the winner. The other thing that's nice about this game is that there's factions in it. There's, gosh, I think like 14 or 15 factions now with all the expansions that give you a unique power that you can only you have for that game. A lot of people. Can I fix that? You had it fixed a second ago.
But it broke again.
It didn't break. It just fell off. It's not broken. I don't know what I was saying.
Thanks for fixing this again.
You're welcome.
I keep falling
You're
off.
welcome.
I keep falling off.
I don't remember what I was saying, but I do remember that Race for the Galaxy is my number 19.
You're 18. Then go home.
My number 18 game is Arkham Horror. In Arkham Horror, you can be an investigator running around the city of Arkham trying to seal gates to stop an constant influx of monsters. What makes Arkham Horror, to me, so unique is that, one, you have health, but you also have sanity. So not only are you trying to keep yourself alive, you're trying to keep yourself from going insane.
I just hate spiders.
Oh, okay. And there are spiders in Arkham Horror. The other neat thing about Arkham Horror is that the board reacts as things get worse. So the more monsters that come through the gate, the more the town is going to react. Stores are going to start closing. You'll have fewer options that you can take. There is a ton of material for Arkham Horror, probably more material. The game already takes, on its own, about 2 to 3 hours. With each expansion, you can probably add another 30 minutes worth of gameplay on there. I have never tried to incorporate all of the expansions into one game. I tried to do some of the few that I do have into one game, and oh my gosh, that was a nightmare, because this game, I don't know what that is. Looks like an elephant. A little bit like a weird elephant. This game is hard. This game, they say it can be played 1 to 8. I don't understand how you can play it 1 to 8, because at best I've seen you need at least 4 people, 2 of which can run around and close the gates, 2 of which can run around and fight the monsters. But as hard as it is, this game is a blast. I have so much fun at this game, win or lose. And we do win occasionally, although I think the one time we won, I think we found out we were playing it wrong, which may nullify that victory. But not in my mind. And that is why Arkham Horror is at number 18 on my top 100.
19 hours.
My number 17 game is Mage Wars. Mage Wars is a game of dueling mages, and boy, do these mages duel. I have been waiting for a game like this for a long time. The living card games kind of came close to it, but
I'll play that game.
you want to play with this game?
I'll play with the dice.
Oh, the dice?
Okay,
Okay, we'll put all the monsters away and I'll give you the dice.
I did.
Okay, let's put it down here. I'll slide this over for you, and you can play with all those dice. There's not a whole lot of dice in there, but there's quite a few, and they also just came out with an expansion that allows you to play with 4 players. You can have 4
See
dueling...
the yellow one.
That's a yellow dice. 4 dueling mages at the same time.
It's like a
And each
ball.
maze gets their own spell book. You can roll it.
I got 7.
Get 7. Each maze has their own spell book that you can fill with any spells you want. Any spells. It doesn't matter whether you're a light or dark or nature or whatever your specialty is. Those spells will cost you less, and those that are opposed to that force of nature, like dark spells will cost the light mage more to buy, but you can still buy them. You can have any spells you want. The idea of these spells book is it's really awesome. It really gives you the feel of a mage, a wizard, flipping through his spell book, trying to find the right spell he's going to cast. You can have as few spells, as many spells. You set a point value as you do in most miniature games.
I'm crazy.
How crazy? Am I being crazy? Because I love this game. This is a great game. If you don't have Mage Wars, if you don't have Mage Wars, go get it. If you're a fan of Magic the Gathering, you're a fan of the living card games,
I got 4.
go buy this game. You got 4. I only have 1 copy of Mage Wars, but I mean, this is literally, guys. Again, stop watching, pause this video, go buy Mage Wars, come back and watch the rest of it, because this
I got 1.
this game's probably gonna be my top 10 next year. That's how awesome this game is.
I got 8.
They just came out with another expansion. The base game.
Earphone.
Okay, well I'll put your bunny ears on. The base game comes. Does this affect my credibility at all?
The blue ones then.
You want the blue ones? Okay, I'll get the blue ones for you. Just 1 second. Let me finish this really quick, and then we'll say that the base game comes with 4 mages. There's an expansion now. You get 2 more mages. An expansion lets you play up to 4 mages dueling at the same time. They're just, you can buy some of the core cards that come in the game. You can buy multiples. They have those that get sold separately. So if you want more dispels or more attacks, you can go buy those. This game is off the shelf, off the charts. This is an awesome game. You need to go get it. That's all I'm going to say. And the fact that it's number 17 means there are 16 games that are even more awesome than this as of 2012. So let's quit wasting time and get to them.
16.
My number 16 game is Pandemic. In Pandemic, you're going to take on the role of one of the several members working for the... Yeah, you can play this game. You can take on the role of one of the several members working for the the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta. It's just mainly a bunch of cards and cubes. There's not many people in it. Yeah. But you're going to run around the globe, the world, trying to cure diseases by collecting sets of cards. And the game itself, because it's a co-op game, the game is going to work against you, and you can set the difficulty by placing more, what they call epidemics, because when epidemics happen, you're going to throw more diseases out on the board, and these diseases spread like wildfire. The easy game is pretty much that. It's easy, it's beatable. The medium game, they call it the normal game, that you kind of got like a 50-50 shot depending on, it really depends on the roles and where people are sitting with those roles around the table, because we've had instances where two roles work really well together. If one person was here and one person was here, ended up backfiring because they were seated where when one person did their action, we had to go all the way around the table before the next person could take the reaction to that action. But really just a great game, a very simple game. Just knock cubes, the diseases are just in the form of cubes, clear them off the board, cure them, win the game. It just came out with a second edition that adds a little bit more, to kind of update the components. But really, if you've never played games before, this is a great one to get into. If you want to get some friends into it, they're kind of reluctant. Again, Pandemic, my number 16, my number 16 game is the one to do it. Another one, if you don't own it, go out and get it, because it's great in almost every situation. Go get it. Unfortunately, Piper had to leave in the middle of shooting this episode, but we'll go ahead and continue on without her. We can pretend that she's here and imagine she's doing some hilariously funny things. My number, we're up to 15. My number 15 game is Tribune. Tribune is a worker placement game that combines worker placement with set collection. So you're going to be placing your workers around the board, so you collect cards, and you can try and collect set of cards in order to control different factions in ancient Rome. What's really great about Tribune, and what bumps it so high up on my list, are that there's multiple victory conditions that you have to meet. And so let's see if I can zoom in on this card here. But each one of those lines, that's a victory condition. And depending on the number of players, you don't have to meet every single victory condition. You can meet any combination of them. So just because you think you're working on one thing, as someone blocks you from it or is keeping you from getting what you need to complete one victory condition, you can stop that and go work on another victory condition. The game actually plays pretty quickly. It plays in about an hour, maybe a little over an hour, depending on the number of players, which is really fast for a worker placement game. All those things combined help to make Tribune my number 15. My number 14 game is Warrior Knights. In Warrior Knights, you're going to be a medieval lord who's going to be building armies and accumulating soldiers to go and conquer the medieval European countryside. I think mainly the French, Spanish, German area. What really knocks Warrior Knights way up there, makes it a must-have game for me, is that it's basically Twilight Imperium in medieval Europe. And there's just all kinds of choices you can do in here. You have tons of actions you can take. There's voting, there's, if you have the expansion, there's technologies you can get. And one of the really cool aspects of Warrior Knights that I like is that depending on the action you take, you're going to put that action card down in a certain area. I think they call them agendas in the game. And so when those agenda slots fill up to a certain position, actually no, the agendas and the voting. Anyway, those action slots fill up to a certain point, like so many yellow actions get filled up, then boom, taxation happens. Or boom, hiring mercenaries happens. It's just a really great way of keeping things in the game, but not making them have to happen constantly through the game. So you're kind of like, wait, do I want to play this and make this happen now, or do I hold off? Because if I play this card, yeah, taxation is going to happen, and that's really going to benefit, or buying mercenaries. I know this guy's got tons of gold. He's going to be able to buy up all these mercenaries over here. So it really kind of makes you think, what actions do you want to play? Just because it might help you, it might help someone else out even more. And I love that aspect in games. You really have to think. And I love Warrior Knights, and it's, like I said, it's a must-have to me. If you don't own it, and you love big in-depth games, go get this one. And if you don't love big in-depth games, go get this one anyway and learn to love it. No, just kidding. But I do love in-depth games like that, and so that's why my number 14 is Warrior Knights.
19. My
And Piper's back with us now as we get into my number 13 game, which is Mice and Mystics. Mice and Mystics is a, wow, how to explain it? It's a game that relies very heavily on storytelling to the fact that there's actually a storybook that comes through, and so you're playing this game with your mice. Humans never turn to mice. That's not a spoiler. That's right in the very first couple paragraphs. And you're going to be running your mice through a series of adventures trying to save the kingdom. And the game comes with all these miniatures. There's a mouse right there. There's a centipede. Need some cheese? Guess what, Piper? Look at all that cheese. The game comes with cheese because that's how you measure when the next bad thing is going to happen. You add a cheese token to a clock. The game plays, it's like a little miniature strategy game. You're going to have these boards that are double-sided, and you can be moving your mice around fighting the bad guys based on the scenario in the book. It's very creative.
What's this?
That's a cockroach.
I got you. One.
Cockroach. So it's very creative. The game can be played solo, which gives a little over descent because I can play it without having to worry about everybody else coming around. I can see the story for myself.
What's this?
That's a centipede.
A centipede. Here.
But I've also played to 4 players to run through the story, and it's a great story. It's a great game. The mechanics are really cool. For more in-depth, so again, you can go to Watch It Played. Ronnie Smith has done a Watch It Played on Mice and Mystics, just the first chapter, so you don't get too many spoilers. But a whole lot of fun, really. If you're a big fan of the Redwall series, then this is definitely something you want to check out. I can't get enough of it. I'm waiting for more storybooks. I can't, I need more Mice and Mystics. My number 13.
A spider. A spider. True. That's the one. Angry mouse.
There's an angry mouse. You know where you won't find angry mice? In my number 12 game, and that's
Mouse.
Ticket to Ride.
Oh, there's that.
You want to play with this one? Okay. Let's kind of scoot those over, and I'll slide this your way. And Ticket to Ride, you are trying to connect train routes.
I want green.
You want green? Well, there's the trains right there. And so you're going to do this by collecting cards that match colors of certain routes. So the board is going to have routes across the United States.
What's this for?
How well you can see that. Covers both up.
What's these for?
What for? Those are for keeping track of who's ahead. That's for score tracking.
And get the note down.
And the what one down?
This. Yeah.
You put them on there. And so you're going to be taking your trains and you're going to be collecting cards of the various colors that match the tracks, and some wild cards, and you're going to have that option to do that. Or you can take some more route cards, or you can lay some trains down, and that's it. But the game itself is just... Yeah, we can make a little bit of room for it. How about like that? And so you're just going to take your trains and lay them down. The whole thing? You want to put the whole thing out? Wow. Well, while Piper plays Ticket to Ride, you should go out and get Ticket to Ride. This is just the base USA game. There's tons of Ticket to Ride. There's Ticket to Ride Europe. There's Ticket to Ride Nordic countries, Switzerland, Asia, Africa, India. There's expansions. You can get a Godzilla monster and some aliens to run around your Ticket to Ride universe. It's a very easy game to teach, and yet at the same time, it's very tricky to learn and master. I wouldn't call myself a master by any stretch of the imagination, but I do love my number 12 game. That's Ticket to Ride. Alright, while the mice from Mice and Mystics lay their trains and head around the United States via rail. We'll talk about my number 11 game. The last one we're going to wrap up with for today. Did I say Mice and Mystics was my number 11 earlier? It's my number 12. This is my number 11. That's Cyclades. Cyclades is a game of Greek mythology taking place in the Cyclades Islands. And in Cyclades, you are going to be one of the like Carthage, Sparta, one of the I won't say races, they're all human. One of the nations of Greece in that time, and you're going to be placing. It's how to describe it. It's got a little auction. It's got a little area control, and it's got a little tactical combat in it.
Hurting.
Your nose is hurting. Uh-oh. What can we do for your nose?
It's scratching.
It's just scratching it. Okay. We'll see if we can wrap this up and go help your nose. So in order to, you're going to claim areas via the area control element of the islands, the Cyclades Islands, by either making tributes and donations to the temple of Zeus or Mars, or excuse me, not Mars, Ares, this is Greece. Zeus, Ares, Poseidon, Athena,
I got you
or
far.
Apollo. Too far. Oh my goodness. And you're going to do so in an auction kind of method, so I might say I'm going to donate 4 to Zeus, and someone else might come behind and say, well, I'm going to donate 5. In which case, I would be bumped off of the temple of Zeus. Went off the track. Uh-oh. And then I'd have to go place on somebody else. Along with that, you also have mythical creatures that you can purchase for a turn that will give you a special power. And some of them are extremely powerful, especially everybody's favorite, the Kraken. And I don't know if you can see here, but the Kraken is actually eating a ship right there on the miniature itself. And the Kraken is one of the few that actually stays on the board. It can be moved around anytime someone purchases the Kraken. It's like a big octopus. So you're going to eat the trains too? Hey, be careful though. Be careful. See, we've already lost one cockroach there. We don't want to lose another one. And that's it. Then you'll making your tributes to that was a cockroach, but it came off. We don't know where it went. It's been missing for a while. That's why we got to take care of the game pieces. We got to treat them right. And so you're making these tributes to the gods, or using the mythic creatures to keep your powers to maneuver around the board, fighting other players, using either Ares or Poseidon to do it by land or by ship. And you're trying to build like just big cities, 2 megalopolises, two big cities. And the first person that wins the game. And there's just so much going on because you can, with the bidding, with the creatures, the maneuvering around. I really enjoy that. I haven't said really in a while. This game is a total blast. I enjoy it. There aren't that many Greek mythology games out there. It's definitely one of the best that there is. I highly recommend it. Go out and pick it up. My number 11, Cyclades. Ah, it's on my shoulder. Alright, that closes out my numbers 20 through 11. That means it's only 10 games left to go. We are almost done, Piper. We've almost wrapped this up. And again, after we wrap this up, we'll be doing some game demos. We'll probably be putting either on Facebook or the website the games that we're looking at. We'll let you guys voice your opinion as to which ones you would like to see, and then we'll start running through some demos of it, and we'll depending on the game, we'll try and find some way to incorporate viewer involvement. What is that? That's the cockroach. It's another cockroach, because the cockroaches fight the mice, and the mice have to fight the cockroach. And that's Mice and Mystics. Again, just thank you everybody for watching, taking the time out. Just spread the word, tell your friends. I mean, 1 view or 100 views, I'd still do this. I enjoy doing it. I like having my daughter by my side. And apparently I'm getting the sign off that, I need to wave and say bye-bye. So until next time, bye-bye.
Ta-da!